Hi everyone, it's Meredith with Soul Navigation and welcome to my YouTube channel. I felt that it was just absolutely imperative to give you a snapshot from my perspective around the transits, the upcoming transits, January 8th through the 12th. And a lot of these transits are going to continue all the way through the entire year of 2020. You know, we are in one of the most important power-packed times of probably our lives, but certainly the year. I think this year is going to be a cataclysmic change. And if you haven't already watched my other video on this subject about the perfect conjunction between Saturn and Pluto, I really recommend you do, because I talk about it in a way that it pertains directly to you, what you can expect for your life. And I'm going to do the same thing about the kind of perilous and challenging aspects that are happening between the 8th and the 12th of January 2020 right now. So get your cup of coffee and enjoy this video with me, and let's dive in. First, I want to talk about why January 8th is so important. Jupiter and the South Node are going to come into the exact same place in the chart, and they are conjunct at this time. And you are going to start to see around January 8th, and if you're watching this video in hindsight, it's still no small thing. Go back to January 8th and see what was happening in your individual lives. Let me explain something. You know, when I speak of these transits about the external effect on the entire world, the same thing, the same themes are happening internally in your world as well. So what's happening out there is also happening somewhere in here. And so please don't think that, hey, it might be happening in the world, but it has nothing to do with me, because it's just not true. So let's start with January 8th and about for the whole entire week, so about until the 16th-ish. You're going to see that our laws, what we are governed by, our judicial system, so the system inside of us, like right and wrong, our government, right, that which governs us in the external world, that which governs us in the internal world, and the authorities in our life, big business, big government, big money, right? What rules you? What is the boss of you? Who is the boss of you? That's what I'm talking about in the largest scale and also in the direct scale. We're going to see that these authorities, these government systems, and the people who have power over you in your world or in your personal life, you're going to see them push to the forefront. And whenever the South Node is involved, we've got baggage. We have some problems to face. We have some sabotaging behaviors that are going to come up to the surface. So you will see out there in the world barbaric and archaic and a total misuse or abuse of power. It will be revealed to you around the 8th of January. Now, it could have been happening long before, but this is when we'll really experience it, and this is when we'll really see it. So there is a misuse of power. So who is power tripping over you? And who is having the feeling that they have the right to tell you how it's going to shake down in your life, right? Who is being the inappropriate boss? Who is being the self-righteous boss? Because Jupiter, yeah, who's pretending to be the king in your life? And this king is going to have bad, abusive behavior and misuse their power over you. So who's your king? Who's your boss? Who's your superior, right? Now, out there in the world, you're going to see this play out, this misuse of power in many different ways, many different shapes, and many different forms. So get ready between the 8th and the 16th. Hold on tight. What I say is try to find your grace, be really heavy inside yourself so you don't just fly off the handle and lose your shit. And keep yourself composed. Know that you're probably standing in something really karmically challenging, and you want to show up in your best unfettered self. Don't let them get you hot under the collar, okay? So the 8th, January 8th, is setting us up for January 10th, which is the lunar eclipse on the Capricorn Cancer axis, because it is the Capricorn sun and the Cancer moon. So let's talk about this. I'm sorry, I don't know if this video is going to get edited, so you're just going to have to see all my little faux pas over here. This is thirsty work. So if you've got anything sitting between 15 and 25 degrees in any sign, this is going to affect you, because this is going to merge with whatever planets are on that axis in your chart. So if you have a 22-degree Aries moon, or you have a 16-degree Libra moon, or if you have anything, right, between 15 and 25 degrees in Scorpio, Pisces, go look, because this full moon is talking to you and it's going to shake you up. Okay, I can't wait to tell you more about this. I have so much to say to you. So just hold on tight, go all the way to the end of this video. It's not going to be that long, but it is going to be powerful. And that's why I felt just compelled to do it. I felt like I needed to step out of this series that I'm currently doing about how to fall in love with, I think Gemini's on deck, and do this transit video, because this transit video will also be imperative for you to know through the entire year of 2020, because what happens right now will truly affect the outcome and how this shakes out all the way through December 2020. So let's go back to this lunar eclipse. What does it mean? It means that the moon will be full and gorgeous looking. It will look beautiful in the night sky. And the moon absolutely relishes, it loves to be in Cancer. It is exalted. It is, the moon loves Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. When you have a Cancer moon, it's like you've got your furry slippers on, your most cozy bathrobe, you've got your hot chocolate, your crackling fire, your pets around you, right? You probably are eating something fabulous, like, oh, I don't know, some ravioli that's just rich in a pink cream sauce, right? It's like everything is just yummy and delicious and warm and cozy, but not this time. Not this time. We're stepping into some really hard times on a deeply personal level and out there in the world, as you will surely see. I mean, if you are half awake, you will see this. If you're really awake, you'll be disgusted by it. And you will feel like something's really wrong with the world. Something is really sick and wrong. And again, I invite you to go watch my other video with where I go in depth around the Saturn Pluto conjunction. So why are we going through this? And I explain a lot. I explain for over an hour of why this is happening and why it's happening to you personally and how it affects you personally. But this lunar eclipse is meshed into that Saturn Pluto conjunction, and we're going to talk about it. So wherever you have 15 to 25 degrees, especially if you are a cardinal sign, Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn, where do you have planets between 15 and 25 degrees in the cardinal signs, the ones I just mentioned, because you are on the front line. You are taking the direct hit. You are the bullseye, okay? So if you are earth signs, well, I should just say Virgo and Taurus, this could really be enlightening for you. This whole entire time can really elevate you a little bit more easily into your highest self. So the expression of this lunar eclipse and the conjunction of Pluto and Saturn can feel hard, but a little bit easier, and your blessings might come or might be revealed to you a little bit more quickly. And If you are a fire sign, Sag and Leo, or Aquarius and Gemini, you know what? It's like you have all the ingredients, bake your cake the way you want it. However, I have a feeling that you probably do have some planets in those cardinal signs. And so that's Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn. And if you think about it for just 1 minute, that is one sign from each element. Aries fire, Libra air, Cancer water, Capricorn earth. So if you're one of those signs, remember, you're taking this as a direct hit. It means your life wants to, more than anything, jump the train track and change. Change is not always bad, but this particular lunar eclipse full moon is going to bring in something uncomfortable. So change can be uncomfortable, but it doesn't need to be bad. And this isn't to scare you. This is to make you be awakened to what's really going on, so you don't live in denial and so you don't miss the boat, right? I don't want you to miss the life raft. If the Titanic's going down, I want you to have the life raft. I want you to be able to jump into the better, bigger option. I don't want you to get blindsided. So let's talk about this. January 10th. At 11:20 a.m. here in Pacific time. I live in Seattle, Washington, so it's just easier for me to calculate time in Pacific time. The lunar eclipse is going to start. It's going to happen on the 20-degree mark. But I want you to remember, I take everything, especially with the moon and the sun, 10 degrees. When we're talking Pluto Saturn, I go about 3 degrees, okay? 3 degrees apart. So if you've got anything, any planet, anywhere, and your rising sign, or your midheaven, descendant, or IC, those are the 4 corners of the chart. If you don't know what they are, leave me a comment. Leave me a comment anyways, but leave me a comment and I'll help you figure it out. You can also order a gorgeous natal chart. Wait till you see my natal charts. I'm going to show you the chart today. They are so, so beautiful, so easy to read, and I want you to buy one. They're only $5. It's absolutely nothing, and you'll have it forever, and I'll email it to you. So just just go on my online scheduler. It's in the notes section. Click on that, scroll down, find natal chart, and I'll send it to you. Anyways, if you have anything between 10 degrees and 30 degrees, especially of the cardinal signs, especially of the cardinal signs, Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra. Do I need to say it again? Just take notes, write those down. This is going to affect you dramatically. So the sun is in Capricorn and the moon is in Cancer. The moon, what does it represent? Well, to keep it a little bit brief, it represents your family, it represents your country, it represents your roots, it represents your heritage, it represents your past. What is Saturn? Saturn is your karmic lessons. It's the hard work. It's the great works in your life. It's where you want to make a difference, where you want to truly matter. It takes grit and fortitude and tenacity, and it represents time and stability. But it is where you will collect your karmic points, right? So Saturn can feel restrictive, lonely, alienated, and isolated. It can also be sweat, equity, and perspiration. So this transit is going to require work. It's going to require you to be very awake and implement the things that you wish and desire and want to create in your goals step by step by step by step by step. So I also personally see Saturn. A lot of astrologers do, but not all astrologers do. Some astrologers see the sun as the father figure. I see it as Saturn. So the moon represents mother energy. Saturn represents father energy. So this could very well be about your parents. This could very well be about your family. This could very well be about somebody who acts like a mother figure or a father figure to you. This is about authorities in your life. This is also going to be affecting your work life, home life, okay? So what does a full moon mean? Well, a full moon is supercharged, super potent and powerful. And when there is an eclipse, it means the nodal axis is in a conjunction with the sun and the moon as well. So the north node and the south node. I'm an evolutionary astrologer, and we work so deeply with the nodes. If you don't know about your nodes, please leave me a comment in the section below and give me your birth date, and I will help you find your nodal axis. It's critical to know. Okay, hold on. So I get excited about this, I'm sorry, but it is just so exciting. Full moons are always about saying goodbye. They are about this particular moon. It is a very, very emotional moon. Cancer is one of the most sensitive, intuitive, and emotional signs. Your intuition might feel blocked. Your emotions might feel depressed or lonely. You may feel like you need to step away from toxic relationships that aren't nice to you, that aren't friendly to you, that don't empower you, that don't make you feel worth it. You might need to let go of a marriage or a friendship or a relationship, or even a relationship with your family, your roots, your past, your boss, your authorities, and you may need to create some independence. You may need to step out of old archetypical ways in which you are acting and sort of take this time to reinvent your emotional expectations of others. Let's continue. The moon, and I want to show you this, okay? So I'm going to take me off. Let me take me off. And I am going to show you this chart. Here we go. Okay. Look at this chart. This is unbelievable. We have the moon right here at 20 degrees. It's wide, but we still have, that's why it's not a total solar eclipse. It's partial because it's pretty far away. It's 7 degrees, but it's still there. You're still going to feel it. We have this right here in opposition to the south node, Jupiter, the sun, exact, Mercury, exact, Ceres, it's almost exact, it might as well be, Saturn, Pluto. Can you believe that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planets. Look at this. You can, even if you can't read this chart, you can feel this energy. The only way all of this energy can be expressed is through this teeny weeny tiny moon. So it's like a bucket. This is like the base of the bucket. It's upside down, and this is the handle. So when you have this much opposing, right? Opposing the moon, you are getting a ton of energy. You are getting a huge kaboom. So let's talk about it. What does it mean when we've got the moon opposing all these planets? So the moon is opposing Ceres. That's an asteroid, Ceres. If you don't know about Ceres, oh my gosh, I want you to please go Google about it. Eventually, I will be doing a video about Ceres, but it's very important. A couple of things. It's the nurturer, it's the mother archetype, and it is about food and agriculture. Just like think about a mom that loves to feed you or nurture you or take care of you. When the sun is near Ceres, this means powerful woman, but it's in Capricorn energy, which I usually see as the patriarchy. So that's why I'm saying mother, father. So you might see archetypes out there in the world, a very powerful woman and a very powerful man. Now you put them in opposition to the moon, there is an emotional, visceral, toxic fight or opposition. So we also have inside of us probably that kind of opposition. So how I like to see that is the modern mother versus the traditional mother. So staying at home mother or going to work mother. Which one are you? And are you in an argument with yourself around What should I do about my job? I want to stay at home. I want to be a traditional good mom. I want to cook. Or I want to go to work and I want to be a progressive good mom who produces, who uses my mind and gets paid my worth. So where do you sit in that? You might need to reset those expectations. You might want to work from home. You might want to blend the two. But we will see in the world authority figures, strong woman, strong male, clashing at odds in our sphere and in the world. So get ready for that. When the moon opposes Mercury, okay, now this is on the 10th. Oops, excuse me. Of course, everybody's calling me. Oh my gosh. Hello, I don't have time to talk right now. So on the 10th, this is on January 10th, but it is the theme song that sets up the entire month. And you'll be working with this theme until probably May or June. When we have the nodal axis shift and change, we'll get a little bit of a new theme song. So on the 10th at 11:20 a.m. Pacific time, that's when all of this just kind of combusts. So, and you'll feel it, and you're already feeling it because you're going to feel it 10 days before and 10 days after, okay? So you're going to feel it between the degrees of 10 degrees and 30 degrees. So if you have anything in your chart between 10 degrees and 30 degrees, this thing is dancing with you directly. And if it's in those cardinal signs, you're really taking the hit. Like you're really being asked to pay attention to this. So when the moon opposes Mercury, we have polarizing thoughts. We run hot and cold. We are, yes, I want that, and then no, that's not a good idea for me. It's not indecision. It is where we can brutally hold on to the wrong methodology or the wrong opinion. It's where we can completely overreact, like throw the baby out with the bathwater. No, I'm not doing this. And then, yes, I want this back. So it's where we can truly sabotage ourselves. It's where we can say, absolutely, I want to go forward with this, and then we completely undo ourselves. So we are a yes, and then we flip to a no, and then we flip to a no, and then we are a yes. So I want you to see out there in the world, you will have polarizing opposite opinions in your face, large and in charge, and you probably won't know what to believe. You got to do your research. Don't be impulsive. Sit with it. Do more research. Sit with it a little longer, and then make a decision, probably on the new moon. If you can't wait that long, talk to a really good friend, somebody that you trust. And if you can, find yourself a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Taurus, or a Virgo, Sag, Leo, Gemini, or Aquarius. It would be good because they're not going through this transit as densely as you are. They aren't quite as emotional and murky as the cardinal signs. So phone a friend, right? This is the time to phone a friend. This is a good time to have good friends around you. When the moon is opposing Pluto, what happens? This brings so much relationship drama. This brings fear and jealousy and a passive control, a passive aggressive kind of controlling aspect. This is where you can be really passive aggressive, or somebody can be really passive aggressive with you. This is where somebody can really manipulate you, cut you off at the knees, stab you in the back. So I do want you to be careful. Who are your friends? Who are your true friends? And if you're involved with somebody like this is the time to say sayonara, goodbye, adios, I'm out of here. Bye. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to be a spider in the web that you weave. And it is very dirty. You are going to see out in the world the dirtiest of power plays. Just sick, wrong, manipulative. Pluto is Hades. Pluto is the underworld. Pluto is hell, if you will. So we have to walk through hell, if you will, metaphorically, eat glass eat broken glass for breakfast, and or metaphorically, in order to know that we absolutely definitively do not want that. So we can know the opposite and see the light and want the good, nutritious, wonderful vitamins for our soul. So we're doing a giant dose under this opposition, if you will, this full moon, of contrast learning by seeing and experiencing that which sickens us so we can know what revives us. So it's painful and it's hard for people. Please leave me a comment, because everybody really learns from your comments. Everybody really learns from other people and other people's experiences. And it's interesting how we don't feel so alone and alienated when we see that, wow, other people have immense problems and hurts as well. So leave me a comment below. Leave everybody a comment below on what are you going through? How are you experiencing this? So what does it feel like when the moon opposes Saturn? It feels depressing. It can feel very heavy. You can feel guilty, like you're not working hard enough, but at the same time, you can't get it all done. So is there someone who's trying to shut you up or alienate you or isolate you, or do you feel like you have too many responsibilities right now? Are you emotionally exhausted? That's what this is when Saturn opposes the moon. I talked to you already about Ceres, and you might not feel nurtured, you know, like you should be. And so if you're not feeling nurtured, it's time to nurture yourself, or hang out with the people that do truly nurture your soul, nurture your mind. Now, what to do with all of this, right? What to do with all this really hard energy? Let go. You know, and don't mourn letting go. Step away from the things that don't bring value or reward. It's not just about, hey, I'm going to let go of the things that don't make me happy, because this really isn't about happiness. This is about self-worth. This is about karmic lessons. This is about contrast learning. So it's more like, don't hold on to the things that rob you of your self-worth or create the illusion that you're not worth it, because we know that is an illusion, because you are worth it. If you're watching this video, I guarantee you you're worth it. How can I guarantee you that? Because you're evolved. If you're this deep into this video, you're soul searching, you're worth it, you matter, you have found the answers. You have found the answers. You just have to act on them. You have got to get rid of the things that say, you're not good enough, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're not pretty, you're fat, you're ugly, you're, you know, you're terrible. Oh my gosh, please, please, please. See, full moons are about letting go. Full moons are about goodbyes. Full moons are about divorcing something. So you can then later, right? You can't marry again until you have divorced. So use the words separating and merge rather than divorce and marrying, okay? Because I'm talking metaphorically. I'm a metaphorical storyteller. So I tell fact and truth in metaphor. It's my favorite way to speak because it's the way my mind works. So don't take me really, really literally, like if you never wanted to get married. What I really mean is that you have to walk away from something that's unhealthy in order to have the room in your soul and the room in your mind and the emotional bandwidth and capacity to merge with something better, right? You only have so much bandwidth. You only have so many hours and minutes in the day to spend on, or to lend your energy, your soul, your mind, your personality, your love, your sweetness, right? Like I'm lending my energy to this video because I feel like it is so imperative to talk to you about this. So what rewarding thing do you want to put into your life? And where can you make space and room for it in your world? Get rid of those things that put you down or push you down, suppress you, oppress you, and repress you. So let's look at this. The earth signs and the water signs, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, let's talk about this. Virgo and Taurus are going to do a little bit better with this aspect, with this entire week, even with this entire year, because they sit in harmony to both Capricorn and Cancer. Isn't that exciting? So they have it a little bit easier. I'm not saying it won't be hard. It will be hard, but it will be doable, and they will be able to see their results as they go along a little bit more clearly. The same for Pisces and Scorpio. That means Capricorn and Cancer have kind of been pummeled by these challenges in the year 2019 and 2020. If you're a Cancer or a Capricorn, can you please tell me how your life has changed? Because you are sitting at the apex of it on the 12th of January 2020. And it started in January, I think around the 3rd, 2019. And you've been feeling it and then a reprieve, feeling it, reprieve, feeling it, reprieve. And it's like the grenades don't have pins in them. They're in the back of a pickup truck. You're riding down the street and the grenades are going, and on the 12th, kaboom, 10 days earlier, 10 days after. Sometimes transits don't happen on the pinpoint precise moment. Sometimes they do though. Sometimes it's just a little bit before, a little bit after. So the Capricorns and Cancers, I'm really talking to you. You get a little bit of a lucky break because we've got, let's see, Jupiter. Did I already talk about this? We've got this Jupiter that has moved into Capricorn. By the way, if you haven't already looked at my video called Capricorn, Jupiter moving into Capricorn, Jupiter and Capricorn, I really want you to go do that, because in that I explain how when Jupiter moves into Capricorn and how it goes through each house and where it is in your chart, I talk about the blessings. And this is an abundance. This is an absolute reward, if you will. So when Jupiter moves into Capricorn, it moved out of Sagittarius and into Capricorn, and it's going to stay there for, oh gosh, I think all the way until, when does it go? All the way to the end of December, I think, maybe November, but most of 2020. I wrote it down, but I can't find the exact date, so forgive me, but it's late 2020. But it's no small thing, because Jupiter is in this very interesting position. It's going to sit on the south node, and it's going through the sign of Capricorn, and it's at 8 degrees, 7 or 8 degrees. So what's interesting about this is that, especially if you are a Capricorn, this is going to sit on your sun, right? This is going to sit on your sun sign. I'm a little bit of a mess today. So you're going to feel, as Jupiter moves through the sign of Capricorn, you're going to feel that there is an exaltation, there is a largeness in your life, that there is an ability to step into your abundance, your optimism, and your power despite the hardships. And that's the contrast learning. Like, you're going to know the things you want from experiencing the challenges, the pain, the suffering, and the agony a little bit of that Pluto conjunct Saturn in Capricorn. So I like that. I like that little sliver of blessings, and this is your good luck charm, right? So Capricorn really gets kind of a boost or a blessing because Jupiter is in your sign. I also want to tell you, though, that on the 10th, that day is so powerful with the eclipse, but Uranus wakes up and moves out of his slumber, and he is going to electrify us. He is going to bring upon us a revolt. We are going to feel discord. He ultimately wants us to propel forward, but he never really does this in a comfortable way. It's more like through a shock and awe. It's like a lightning bolt just lands right on your forehead like Harry Potter. Hits a square between the eyes. And it stays awake until August 14th. So you are going to see massive, massive, massive change, or a desire for change, or revolts, or protests. Uranus's job is to really create a revolution. So where inside of you do you not want to tolerate the toxic energy anymore? You're sick of it and you're tired of it, and you want to propel yourself forward into the advancement of your life, because that's what's happening on a personal level. Do you not want to work in your, deadbeat job anymore? Are you tired of, managing the Papa John, or the I don't know, the job that you have, the menial labor job that you have, or the meaningless job? Maybe you have a great job, and I live in Seattle. Maybe you work at Amazon or Microsoft and you are burnt out. You are tired and you want to go out on your own, because when Uranus wakes up, we kind of really don't care what other people think too much. We care more about how we need and want to advance our life. And when we put that in the external world, how we need and want to advance the world and humanity. So where do you want to advance you? And where does the world want to advance itself? And how can you help that? Because now we're awakened. We're not in a coma anymore. We got oversaturated. We got tired. We just went along with the program we set up for ourselves. And now it's like, I can't tolerate it anymore. I'm done. I'm saying goodbye to that world. So full moons, while they seem scary, in the goodbye, the divorce, the loss, the see you later, they are so also simultaneously liberating. They are liberating you from something that's been holding you back and holding you down. So isn't it ironic or fascinating or coincidental or not that Uranus is waking up on the day that we have this lunar eclipse in Capricorn and Cancer, where the moon, little tiny moon, is opposing all of those 7 planets and that asteroid, right? And women are at the forefront because Ceres is sitting right there in the mix, right smack on that eclipse. And Ceres is the woman, very feminine. So remember, this is going to take hard work, take discipline. I want you to really get in alignment with the things that you need to say goodbye to. I want you to get in alignment more with the things that gotta go, and just wait a little bit to figure out what you want to do with your new space and bandwidth, bigger bandwidth that lives inside of you. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to know what to let go and what to birth all on the same day. But I'm telling you, just step away from the things that are not nice to you and that don't make you feel worth it. And then on Saturday, January 25th, we get our new moon. Our new moon in Aquarius is coming in. And I like new moons in Aquarius because they're not as emotional. The Cancer moon, this transit on the 10th is going to be really emotional. But the new moon on Saturday, the 25th, you're objective. You've got a higher thinking. There's sort of a logic that is, I should say, there's a logic that transfers down to the heart. The heart is the moon. So when the Aquarius new moon happens, it's like there's a head-heart alignment that's very objective, that can experience the entire chess game from a higher perspective. So you're not as in it as much. Cancer can't separate from the pain and the agony. They live enmeshed in it because they don't have that ability to be objective, because they're the mergers, they're the nurturers. So they merge, boom, right into the wombs, right? So while it's going to feel very powerful, very potent, watch the world, say your prayers for the earth, say your prayers for humanity. People need love right now. Love is a healing agent right now. Get rid of those who do not serve you or love you. Just step away. You don't need to make a big announcement. you can just ghost, you can just fade to black. But this is the hardest, most challenging part of the year, maybe our life. Please go watch those 2 videos, Jupiter and Capricorn. I did that one in December 2019, and it is relative for all of 2020, and the perfect conjunction, Saturn conjunct Pluto. I produced that in early January 2020, and that is also relevant for the entire year. So you can see the bigger ramifications and effects on these transits and how they directly affect you, because it is no small thing. And what I want to tell you is that you are going to experience polarized feelings and polarized thinking. And it's not ambivalent. It's hot, cold, yes, no, on, off. So if somebody's doing that to you, step away, give it a little bit of time, give it a break, wait until that new moon comes where you can see things more objectively. And what I want you to do is on that lunar eclipse on January 10th, the 11th, and the 12th, and even the 13th, and all the way to the new moon, and there's a theme playing throughout the entire year. Do not be afraid to lose something. Do not be afraid to lose someone. Keep your faith that something better will find you. Now listen, you also might not be the person who's choosing or making that choice. Somebody might choose to lose you. Somebody might choose to step away from you. And that is hard and that is painful. Somebody might leave your life. And that's okay. Be okay with it. Trust and keep your faith. And if you do struggle, if you are really struggling, you can always get a reading from me. I'm an evolutionary astrologer. I've been doing this for 23 years. I'm very honest. I will help you. I will help you reconstruct the pieces. I will help you realign your emotions and your thought process. I will show you the blessings that want to find you. All that loss is contrast learning, where you're making space for the things that you do value and the things that will serve you at a higher level, at a better level. You're swapping out for quality. You're building and growing a quality life, one that you will be madly in love with, right? One that you will enjoy and cherish and relish. And sometimes it takes an exfoliation, and that's what this is. We need to exfoliate and remove those things that don't serve us. So I feel that this is a really imperative time. A way that you can really speed up this process is by standing in your highest self, embracing all the grace in the world that you have, even against your oppressors and suppressors. Gosh, channel Nelson Mandela, he did that very, very well. He forgave his enemies, and guess what he did? He walked away and he created a better world. That's how powerful that man is. And that's how powerful this transit can be. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I wish you just the very, very best. Please, please, whenever you're watching this video, whether it's in next July 2020, or if it's right now, leave me a comment. Tell me what you're going through, because I actually do care, and I'm here. If you would like to jump on my calendar, scroll down to the notes section and you'll see my online scheduler. You can also get a natal chart and other readings there, and reports. I offer those too. My name's Meredith with Soul Navigation. Take good care, and I'll see you on the other side of this lunar eclipse.